So this should look familiar if you were in the last presentation, but when you set up your mentorship program, whether it's the second or third or fourth or fifth year of partnering with us, there are some default flags for what we call a student success program, right? So we have students coming in and they're being connected with peer mentors. That's any peer mentorship program is a success-focused program. There are some default flags, and they fall into you're looking at the topic labels here, but they fall into broad categories. There's operational things like financial concerns, right? The things that financial aid or other sources or scholarship offices can help with. There's what I call academic pathway type of flags. So academic concerns or thinking about switching majors or transferring schools or even dropping out. That's another category. There are the human elements, right? Roommate conflicts or family conflict, right? There that might be might have a different path if flags show up in those areas. Things like homesickness or roommate conflict might be an element of your housing office that could be important. There are certain really immediate and important things that we want to make sure you know about so that you can help students, things like housing and food insecurity or immigration status. And then, of course, items like depression or anxiety or wellness, those should go to those are information for the health and wellness and care teams. And then there's that other too. Don't forget to look at that. But these are the default flags. If you didn't know, this is what shows up in that checkbox for the mentors to flag things. How can you use that information though? The first place and way you can use that information is within your dashboard or your partner dashboard. I grabbed an example here from a set of data and filtered down to what I referred to earlier as those academic flags and then one immediate basic needs flag. And a few things I want to point out. So earlier I said conversation topics are collectively actionable, right? We want to have programs or resources available for everyone who's having those conversations. Flags are individually actionable, right? They are something that's happening to an individual student and require individual responses oftentimes. They can't usually wait, and they're not usually for the whole group, although trends are important to look at. One trend you're going to see here is that both these academic and basic needs flags peak right at the time, if this is a semester-based campus, right at the end of the semester when students are suddenly going to have, like school might be closed or services might not be accessible. So this is a good time to pay attention to when those flags are peaking. Some of the actions that we have learned from our partners that I want to share with you, in addition to responding directly to the mentees, are actions in response for the mentors. First of all, thank them. Nothing can be done about this information if the mentors aren't sharing this information and having those interactions with the mentees. So acknowledgement, celebration, one of the elements of a successful mentorship, that's a good thing to do. Also, for these academic topics, encourage them to have conversations. We can nudge them with messages or send a specific message that says, there's specific processes involved in switching majors. Thanks for letting us know. And here's the discussion guide that's great to help when you're talking to your mentees about that. Action can also include advisors. You can give advisors dashboard access if you want. I see some names on the screen that suggest that there is advising represented here. Dashboard access can help quickly narrow down who is considering switching majors or dropping out or transferring, and that's good for advisors to know so that they can help students and for whatever reasons those flags are coming up. If dashboard access isn't correct or right or preferable, then there's also a list that we can provide, but we're going to talk about how to do that in a minute. And finally, there's again speaking directly with the mentees for these basic needs information. So wellness or housing insecurity or food insecurity, you want to make sure that you respond to those as soon as possible. So getting the either checking the dashboard regularly so that you can see the alerts and the ways or when those flags become available, or yourself receiving the emails when those flags happen is really important to be able to respond as quickly and as meaningfully as possible.